everybody, good morning. This is Kitty. This morning we're talking about self-esteem. So if you're watching live, please type any comments in the box below. And if you're watching on YouTube, please click subscribe for any more videos. So this morning is a self-esteem talk. It's not necessarily related to performing per se. It's just tips on how you can boost your self-esteem. So as well as being a performer and owning a dance school, I'm also a qualified life coach. So these are exercises that I do in my life coaching sessions as well with people. So this morning we're going to go through a few different things that you can use to help to boost your self-esteem, your confidence, and basically to help you feel better about yourself, particularly at the minute when times are rough. I mean, I know in the UK we're on a bit of a high at the minute because we've been told that we're allowed out of our houses in 4 months' time, but that's probably going to last like a few days, and then the reality of the fact that we're still stuck indoors is going to kick in. So these are going to be really good ideas on how, when you're feeling a bit shit, you can make yourself feel a little bit better, basically. Okay, so we're going to start off with building your self-esteem and thinking about your qualities. So on Monday, we looked at ourselves as performers and we looked at the skills we have as performers. Now, qualities is not the same as skills. Qualities is things about you as a person that can't be taken away from you. Whether you're working or you're not working, it's irrelevant. So it's not me saying I'm a great performer, I big the crowds up and things like that. It's me saying I'm a kind person, I'm loyal, I'm hardworking, I'm professional. It's all the things that are about you that can't be taken away from you. So today, there's going to be a few different tasks for today, but I promise they're all tiny little tasks. The first task is going to be for you guys to write down 5 qualities about yourself. So 5 qualities about you, and really think about it. It is very hard, I know, to say nice things about yourself, but we really want to be thinking about what makes us, like what makes you, you. So list 5 qualities about yourself, and then just like we did the other day, I'd like you to go away to 2 people that you know, 2 loved ones, and ask them what they think your 5 qualities are, okay? So 1, it's really good for us to think about what our qualities are, but 2, it's also really good to hear from other people what they think your qualities as a person are. And I want you to write them down. Like I said on Monday, I've done this before many times, and when I first did it, I did it with I was having a life coaching session myself, and I was sent away to ask my friends qualities about me, and I thought they were going to come up with like loads of stupid funny things like, oh, she's really good at drinking wine, she's really good at like falling asleep in clubs. I thought these were all going to be the things that people said. Oh, I just got distracted then because Sarah just said, I wish I looked as good as you at 8 a.m. Thank you. But I did like spend like an hour getting ready this morning. It's my new like little thing that I've got to start putting makeup on and doing my hair so that I look presentable. Because on Friday I did a workshop and I put makeup on for it, obviously, and so many people were like, oh, you look amazing, but it was literally just because I didn't look like a tramp. I'd actually made the effort to look half decent, so I was like, I'm gonna have to start making more of an effort. So that's the only reason I look like this morning. So back to what I was saying, it's really good to hear what other people say about you. So when I did mine, my friends said like loads of nice things. They even give me like reasons why they said those things. So like some of them said, you're really generous, I've seen you like give money away when you've got like no money at all, like all things like that. And it felt amazing. And I actually saved mine, I wrote them down so that whenever I'm having a bit of a shit day, I just open it up and have a little look in there, because we all need a bit of a self-esteem boost every now and again, and there's really nothing wrong with that. So tip number 1 for boosting your self-esteem is to know your qualities and let other people tell you what they think your qualities are. Get used to hearing nice things said about you, okay? So that's number one. Then my second tip is going to be to do with kind of like interlinking with that, you saying nice things about other people. So doing kind things, saying kind things to other people, complimenting people, but not necessarily complimenting them on the looks, complimenting them on their qualities as a person. So for me, I always try not to compliment people on looks, because I think it can lead to all kinds of things. Like, for example, on Friday when people commented on my looks, it was like meant as a nice thing, but then I thought, God, I must look like a tramp all the time. So I tend to not try and compliment people's looks unless it's like a specific thing, like people have put a picture on because they've got a new costume or whatever. That's different, isn't it? But I don't give unsolicited compliments to people about their looks. I always try and make it about like the qualities as a person, because I think that feels so much nicer. Like, I much prefer it when somebody says something about me as a person rather than somebody who says something about like my new shoes or like that I've brushed my hair today or whatever. So that's a really good one, and it makes you feel good as well. Like when you pass, like even like if you're at the supermarket in Aldi, I'll like I might comment on something and be like, oh, thanks for your help today or whatever. Just like small things like that make a massive difference, not just to the person that you're saying it to, but also to you. And that will also, the more you practice it, the more you do it, the more you'll feel good about yourself. So that's the second thing. Another thing is gratitude. So gratitude is basically just the act of being grateful for stuff. Now, I've talked about this before, haven't I, in my other lives, but we all think we're super grateful for things and we all think that we're all the same, when if we really like look at it, like I've never been overly grateful for having to go to work, or overly grateful for going on a night out. I've just done it. I've always like taken it for granted. I always thought it would always happen, and now that that's been taken away, that's made me much more understanding of how important gratitude is, understanding what you're grateful for. So the next task for today is to write down 3 things that you are grateful for today, okay? And that can be anything. Even if you're having a crappy day, you've fallen out with your partner, you've lost your job, there's always some things that you can be grateful for, whether it's just that you've got hot water in your house, whether it's that you've been able to have a cup of tea this morning, whether you've got food in the fridge. It literally can be anything, okay? Obviously, the more things you think of, the better. And it's a practice. The more you do it every day, the more happier you're going to feel. Is that even an English phrase? More happier. The happier you are going to feel. So thinking about all the things that are good in your life and that you're grateful for is a really good way of boosting how you feel. So doing it before you go to bed at night, just thinking of 3 things, and I do mine in the morning as well, so I always get up and I think, like, what am I grateful for? Even sometimes when I'm driving to work at the minute, like, I'm like, God, I'm so grateful that I get to, like, go to my studio and go to work, or God, I'm so grateful it's sunny today, or just anything like that. It just boosts your mood massively, and it doesn't work straight away. Like, you have to practice it, you have to do it, like, continuously over and over again to get that feeling of feeling happier when you're thinking about you're focusing on the things that you're grateful for and not on the shit things that are going on at the minute. So that's my 3rd tip. And then last of all is getting out and exercising, doing something in nature, just getting some fresh air. I think is like one of the best things that you can do now. We don't all live in places that have got countryside or whatever. I live in Crewe. I mean, the view from my house, it's literally a shithole. But if I walk like a little bit down the road for about 10 minutes, there is like a little stream that runs through like a housing estate, and I walk around that like every day. It feels like I'm in a different place. It just takes me out of the place that I'm in at the minute. Like looking out of my window now is just all terrace houses, and it's just gloomy and grey and just not inspiring. But if I walk 10 minutes up the road and go on a little walk, I could literally be anywhere, and that boosts my mood as well. And obviously the exercise works as well, doesn't it? So for today, it's not really specifically performer related, but I think it is important that we all understand that we're not just performers, we're people, and people can be having a bit of a crappy time at the minute, or really any time. But there are ways that you can make yourself feel better. I mean, it's not a miracle cure, it's not a miracle fix, but if you focus and try and do these things, I promise you, you will feel a lot better. So first task for today is write down all your qualities, and I want to hear about them. I want to hear what your qualities are. Ask your friends, ask your partners, ask your kids, ask whoever you want to ask. Ask 2 people what your qualities are. You'll be amazed that the qualities that you think you've got and the qualities that they say might not be very similar. They might be very different, things that you've not thought of about yourself. And when my friends did theirs, they were practically exactly the same. And then I asked my family, and they said a lot of things exactly the same as well. So that kind of like solidifies your beliefs, doesn't it, once a few other people have said the same things about you. Then we've got what else did I say? Doing something kind for somebody else, or saying something kind to somebody else. Like sometimes when we're having a bit of a crap day, we're so involved in ourselves, we don't think about other people around us. Like even just like when you're driving and someone's winding you up, like I do it all the time. I'm like a dead angry driver, and like you shouting out the window at somebody might ruin their day, and like for you it's just like a split second reaction, but for them it might ruin their day. So just trying to be more thoughtful, trying to say more nice things, trying to do more nice things is going to make you feel a whole lot better. Then we've got gratitude, things that you're grateful for. So what is making you feel good today? What are you happy that you've got in your life? For me, I'm really grateful for loads of things. I'm grateful like that I've got a roof over my head. I'm grateful that I have a job in a pandemic and it's still the job that I love, even though I've had to adjust it. I'm grateful that I can still pay for a dance studio when I opened a studio stupidly in the middle of a pandemic. I'm grateful that we have these lives and we have this group and this community, and I feel like I'm talking to somebody every morning even though I'm on my own in my house. So I'm grateful for all these things. I'm grateful that I got up and could have a bath and there was hot water, and just all the things that you don't really think about. Try and think what's making you grateful right now. And then the last thing is getting out, go somewhere, like go for a walk, get out your house, get into nature, do whatever you can just to take yourself away from things for the minute. And just like sometimes I go on a walk and I'll put my headphones on and I'll like be doing a course, or I'll be listening to something. You could listen to these lives every morning on a walk or whatever. Just try and like get out there. I mean, I know it's not easy for everybody. I know people have got busy lives and stuff, but I guarantee those little tasks will help you to feel a lot better. So they're my little self-esteem boosting tips for this morning. I'd love to hear what people's qualities are, especially like what other people have said about you. I'd love to hear kind acts that you've done, or things that you're grateful for. You don't have to share those things. I know they're very personal, but if you want to share them in the group, then I'd really appreciate that, because it also boosts other people. It helps other people to share things. Like some people I know watch these lives but they don't engage because they're probably nervous, or they're just getting a feel for like what's going on, and they don't know like how to approach people. So the more we all like connect with each other, and the more we all talk to each other, and the more we all share things, it's going to make it much easier for us all to connect as a community. So thanks for listening to me this morning. I know it wasn't performer related, but it's person related, you related, and you are really important. And looking after your own mental health and looking after your own feelings and emotions right now is super important. So have a wonderful day. I will be back tomorrow. Can't remember what I'm talking about, but it's in the group, and I'll see you all then. Bye bye.